Men who were told by a girl that they need a break. What happened next? Not me, but a friend. She went on Snapchat a few hours after telling him, updated her story or something, "I don't use Snapchat," asking if anyone was free that night. She must have forgotten to remove him first because he saw it almost immediately after it went up. He called me about it a while later. He ended up telling her to not limit herself to one night because she has her entire life to be single now. She said we needed a break, and when I agreed she immediately freaked out and started crying, asking me why I wanted a break. Should have been my cue to bounce, but I let her emotionally torture me for another 3 years after that. We were dating for like 3 years and she wanted a break to see if I was what she really wanted. And at that point of the relationship I was just sick and tired of having to keep proving my value to her, and it felt more like she wanted to test drive some other dudes. So I made it easy for her and ended that relationship then and there. When someone asks for a break, they are just taking a really long pause in the word breakup. A GF of mine said she wanted a break. 2 weeks later she continued with the up. I agreed after 12 years, but I added up to it. She told me later I didn't fight for her, so she wanted to test drive another guy. He dumped her after a month. She has been trying to get back with me for almost 3 years now and will wait for the rest of her life for me. Ghosted me weeks later. She initially told me that this break was because she wanted me to focus on college and getting a better job. In reality, she met someone right before she asked for our break and was dating him to see if it would work out for the two of them. I get lead on for 3 months with the possibility of getting back together, only for the full breakup a week before what would have been 2 years through text. Well, she told me she wanted to take a break this last Monday, after avoiding me for 3 months. I told her we can just clock out instead, because after those 3 months nothing would change between being together and being separate. We broke up. I have no idea where she got the idea for a break, or why she suggested it. I see the purpose in a break. But the issues we had was a lack of communication in how we felt about each other, and this is just that but worse. So we broke up. She's some dude that night, lol. We broke up. You pause the show, I'm changing the channel. It all ended, but it was obvious, wasn't it? I mean, when a person asks for a break or states that they are busy for you, it just means there's a certain kind of satisfaction they want and they're not getting from you. It doesn't matter how good you were to them or how perfect you were for each other. They left to get that satisfaction from someone else. They might realize, after a while, that you are the one and come back to you, but the truth is they still won't get that satisfaction from you, and that will always make them feel incomplete inside, and they will keep leaving. So instead of beating around the bush, people should move on, cause there's no other option. Even if you reassemble and stick pieces of broken glass, there'd still be cracks. I gave her a break, didn't try at all to communicate. She came back sobbing, but then I slowly started to cut her off, and eventually I told her no, it's breakup or nothing. I explained that a break doesn't make sense, it leads to weird uneven expectations and time to grow apart while also stringing someone along. She understood and we didn't go through with it. You can be together and working through. A question for yourself is, what is this person trying to do that they can't while in a relationship? I let this happen once in high school, thinking I could win her back, one hopefully misguided assumption. There was nothing I could do because she had decided to pursue someone else and tried to leave me waiting around in case the grass wasn't greener. Talking with my father helped, and it went something like, I know you like her, and I know it feels really heavy, but is this what you think love is? Competing for her affection because something shiny walked by? You can be someone's option or someone's choice. What else? Lol. She never came back. Wish I had a great story, but here it is. After the break, it was me calling her once a week and listening to how great her life was with all of the new dating and us as just friends. Then once I got it through my thick skull that we were done, it was a call from her every few months rubbing in how active her dating life was. I was still not dating and trying to put my life back together. After a few years I started dating. Eventually the calls from her stopped when I got engaged. We reconnected on FB and now I get a message every once in a while when she needs a repair done at her house. I'm a plumber, she does get charged full price. Discounts are for friends and we are not that, probably never will be again, and I'm okay with that. It means she'll be banging some other dude while you sit around waiting for her to come back. Tell her to have a good life and move on. You'll be my BF again, you still have my mind and heart. A week later she was at the park with a new guy and started dating him because he made her feel safe. She was with another guy a few weeks after that but has been with the same one for a year now. I said no. She wanted space, but what we needed was to talk. Work things out. Explain our feelings, and ourselves. Be there for each other. That was 10 years ago and we've never taken a break. Can count on one hand the amount of heavy arguments we've had. We always talk our out and we've had an amazing relationship as a result. I asked who Mr. Break was. She said no one, so I broke up with her because I knew she was lying. Walk away a king, not a fool. In my experience, break is code word for wanting to sleep with a new guy at work, gym, etc. without technically cheating. Needless to say, the break became more permanent when she realized her hookups weren't willing to commit to anything and I was bettering myself without her. Adios Rebecca, waving hand. She needed to discover herself. Yeah, discover herself sleeping with her co-worker while I was in Iraq. I tried fixing it briefly during our leave but it didn't last, and that opened the door to meeting my wife. So Macron_Tsu_/Macron. From what I've experienced, either in my own personal experience or from what friends have been through, it usually means she doesn't want to completely break it off just yet, just in case she doesn't find anyone/who she's eyeing up doesn't work out, but she has someone in mind that she likes or wants to see what she can get out there, and if nothing better comes along/materializes, she still has you to come back to as a safety net because she's classified it as a break instead of a permanent thing. Essentially the short version, she thinks she might want something else other than you but wants to keep you there as a backup option, so uses the term break so she can explore the market temporarily guilt-free. Went out with her sister. After a few weeks or months, she'd realize she actually did want us, and could manage it and it'd be fine, until the next time that feeling came. We've finally both gotten to a place of recognizing that it just can't be with things as they are, and that she needs to figure herself out in some big ways to be in any relationship of significance. Break is cowardice for done. She went on a trip with her friends to decompress. When she got back in town, she came over so we could talk. We didn't really talk, just ended up having makeup. After we went out and ate. It wasn't until we got back to my apartment we actually started to talk about her girls' trip and what happened during it. Well, come to find out, she confessed to me that she gave A to her best friend's boyfriend's friend. Yep. That hit me like a ton of bricks, but it gets worse. I don't know why I even asked this, but I asked if she swallowed his nut because she always used to do that to me when she gave me BJ's, and she said yes. Literally felt like I got shot in the chest when she said yes. My advice to the lads out there, if she wants a break, just end it all right there. You may not be happy about how she behaves during your break. Gonna go against the crowd here. We were going through a rough patch at the time and she wanted space, asked for a break, so for 5 days I paced around my house convincing myself the relationship was over and worried I'd done something to hurt the relationship. After the 5th day she asked to see me, told me she'd missed me and that the space reminded her of what she loved me for, the company, the laughs, the hugs, the fact that we understand each other like no one else does. Overall it made our relationship stronger and closer. I can genuinely say this relationship has been improving constantly through the relationship, with each dip only contributing to further improvement in the near future. Let go, boys, life ain't so bad. Flow with it, allow breathing room for feelings and being human, it's beautiful really. My HSGF took a break to find comma we dated until we both were 19. Come to find out she just wanted to other dudes BC she couldn't see herself being with the first person she had with the rest of her life. She ended up getting pregnant from the first guy she hooked up with. He left her high and dry. She tried coming back a couple of years later. We're friends now, but that moment really did a number on me for 4 to 5 years. Break equals she wants the opportunity to pursue another avenue and keep you in her back pocket as a safety net. Don't be this guy. Walk away and never look back. She my co-worker that she had been crushing on for a while. Being a bartender at the time helped get over it. The door guy was down to 86 her on my nights, which were Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'd get screams from the door at different times of the night. Dat break is short for wanting to have with other people, test and experiment with people that have piqued interest. You're good faithful, so you'll be expected to be there after the fun is over, or you yourself start to have fun. Then the tables turn, usually when people get back together. I slept with someone and she was. Our friends teased us about it from time to time. I kept yelling we were on a break. My name is Ross, by the way. I ended up marrying her. We're very happy. It hurts, right? To see someone give their whole to someone and the other person just keep wanting it from other people. It hurts more when you've invested yourself in someone for years. She didn't forget to remove him, I promise you that. How long did it take for you to get over her? I had this happen with a breakup. She calls up and says, I've been wanting to break up for the past 2 weeks but didn't want you to argue me into staying. Okay, have a good life, it was fun. Why she acting like I'm abusive? It's only been 2 months and we hadn't even had an argument yet. Made me feel like, but I knew this was manipulation, so my heart easily cut ties right there. I swear her gifted me with Zen calm and wisdom for this convo. Okay, what? It was fun. If you aren't feeling this, that's okay. Wait, you're not even going to fight for me? Bro, we are both in our 30s. No. You just said you didn't want that. If you wanted to talk about problems, we needed to do that these past 2 weeks. But why aren't you fighting for me? Did we mean nothing together? I think we should both respect your decision to end this. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't want me, so yeah, I'm fine with this. We're adults. Took her a while to realize she wasn't getting the chance to be a victim. I wasn't going to break down or beg or give her any kind of emotion. She got mean after that till I hung up. Some people just want TV-like drama and use you to get it, or they are insecure and using a manipulation to gain validation from you. Feels like, man. Tell me you moved on to something better. I can relate heavily to that. It seemed like I could get through the emotional torture and change her. Boy, was I wrong. The effects of that emotional torture linger with me 4 years later. How long were y'all together? And how long did it take you to get over her? I actually would really respect her comedic timing in the face of tragedy if she said I want a break, immediately walked away from you, came back 2 weeks later, simply said up and walked away. Can confirm, last breakup was a break of 2 weeks, leading to eventual split. This is it. Breaks don't fix things, they just had space for the problems that already exist to fester and allow the opportunity for new problems to grow. If your relationship hits the point where one of you considers a breakup, then it's all over, no point to drag it out. Harder said than done, of course. If you need to go on break, you should just finish it off with the up. Thank you for the reinforcement I need to hear. My divorce 2 years ago was apparently because I didn't fight for her when she decided to leave. Did she really want me to hold her against her will? I've had these breaks sprung on me a few times and it was about another guy every single time. Every time they came back to me to find I didn't really care and they got mad I wasn't fighting for them. Yeah, we were like 18 to 20 years old, I wasn't about to fight for the love of my life, lol. Also, these tests are a sign of brain rot that I want nothing to do with. Basically, finishing the word and committing to the breakup is the best possible outcome. Fight for her. Person face bombing, olive skin. Dude, same here. She moved out of my house and was mad because I didn't beg her or ask her to stay. She a full-grown woman and I'm no one to tell her what she can or can't do. The door is open and people can go both ways. You can either come and stay or leave and not come back. Not my choice to keep you here or make you leave. I feel that. My last GF tried doing that. But the key is, if they can't see your value now when they don't depend on it, then what happens the instant she decides she doesn't need what you have? It's a rough position to be in, but never go back. Sometimes the bullet dodges you. And how did she react to that? A break to solve communication lack. Amazing.